Hey, can I ask you about your work for RT? Do you still do stuff for them?
I have never worked for RT.
Russia Today?
No, I never worked for RT.
Done videos for them?
I have not done videos for them.
Okay.
Done videos? You mean, have I been a guest on a TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not working for them. That's not, I mean, you realize people are going to hear all this.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's, you can make a whole documentary just out of this, man. Call it How to Murder Truth. I have no financial or a relationship with RT, nothing.
Yeah.
Vice has been here twice. You didn't work for them either.
I mean, hey, what work have you done with the New York Times?
So in New York Magazine, they had an essay.
But you understand, I do not work for you either.
That, oh, really? Oh, that you didn't
No, but it's the same kind of question.
Oh.
Because I've been interviewed by the New York Times.
Okay.
I've had the New York Times talk to me on the street probably 100 times. Mm-hmm. I've been interviewed by the New York Times probably 15 times. I've had them here a couple times to spend like a day with them. None of what I said got in the paper. You know, I'm going to give people a big secret here. The reason I don't talk to the Washington Post and the New York Times or be in Hollywood movies is I always feel good. I always feel strong. But when I'm with them and I interface with them, I feel like I'm dying. And they had this Elizabeth Williamson woman who came to a TRO last week where they were trying to take my kids off fake filings that I endangered kids with no proof. So that's how bad this has gotten, all the fake YouTube stuff that Zuckerberg thinks I'm doing on purpose. In a big New York Times article today where he admits he coordinated a meeting, my unpersoning. And this lady, sister, says, oh, I want to hear your truth. So I say, okay, I'll meet with you, I'll talk to you, but I'm going to record it. And we have her saying I can record it. They'll probably file a thing and say I can't. And once I met with her, she went, no one blocked anybody to get into Trump's inauguration. And I'm not an elitist. I don't think about, oh, I have the golden ticket to get in right at the front of the VIP, right where the president is. I just thought, I'm going to get in at the mall a mile away down here where I am. It turned out I was staying at the same condo as Ted Cruz next door to him for days. I'm staying with all these former CIA and Navy SEAL commandos, just like the guy we had in here. And I'm staying at this thing right next door. And I'm leaving the last day on Saturday after the Friday inauguration. And there's, Ted Cruz walks out. That's been deleted off my YouTube now, but I'm sure somebody's got a copy. That's what I mean, true stranger than fiction. So she looks at me and she goes, I was there that day. I didn't see any Antifa or Black Lives Matter blocking anybody from getting in. And she sat back and smiled like it was going to stir me up. Now, you think about that. And then she sent me a text message, and I blocked her at that point after she'd been here last week, saying, I talked to my colleague that talked to you. He didn't see any Antifa. Well, he talked to me inside the inauguration. No, you know what, Sherlock? It's these semantical games, and I realized they know they're frauds. They know they're liars. And they know we have a soul, so they keep engaging us playing that game. Hillary Clinton's going to win, 98%, New York Times front page for 3 months. The moon is made of cheese. And that's it. They know they're gaslighting. Because I would never sit there and tell somebody a lie. I mean, I would never sit there and try to make them feel bad. But they will do it all day long. So here's a few of the clips. The whole interview is coming out next week. They're doing some fake profile with the most crazy made-up crap you could imagine, trying to bring us down. And the first thing, she's like, well, what happens if you get taken off iTunes and stuff? How will it affect your business? And I said, I'm a free market guy. I'm all for money making, but it's not a business. It's a revolution. Our goal is to change the world. It's not to have a business, or I would have joined the establishment. I just wanted money. And then she looks at me and she goes, what about your relationship working for RT? And she said it like she had just, played the ace of spades. I've never worked for RT. I've never taken money from RT. I haven't been on them in 4 years other than I think Max Kaiser has his show on there. I've been on there twice. But that's the thing. They know I'm not a Russian agent. They're globalist agents of Carlos Slim, the Mexican kingpin. But that's all they've got to project because they know they're done is a confidence game. I've turned down thousands and thousands of interviews since I talked to this lady. But I'd just been victorious over a fake temporary restraining order to take my kids. She was there. I said, well, if I report this, she'll put it out. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Of course, she won't now. It's a profile. It's all deception. Because with them, these are, in my view, heartless, soulless people who see someone who has a soul, and if they can dominate me or you or America, they can be a real boy. So I thought I'd play some of this sickening audio. The whole thing comes out next week with articles and videos of this New York Times reporter and her cohorts who I saw in the courtroom looking at me like I was the enemy of humanity when they worked for the Nazi collaborator George Soros and Carlos Slim and the rest of it, and Hillary Clinton, the pedophile maven. And no matter what they do, we're winning. And their whole censorship of us is blown up in their face. It's a beautiful time. But here's a few of the clips of what's coming up next week. Here it is.
How did you first come into contact with Roger Stone?
Oh, I guess Roger Stone, I was like at a JFK event like almost 5 years ago, and he was speaking, and I met him there.
And is he involved in the business, or I know you've had him on the show a lot. Was he sort of your entree to Trump? Did he help facilitate?
Yeah, I mean, Robert Mueller's actually asked over a dozen people about that, and I find that, talk about police state, asking about Alex Jones and Roger Stone, and what does Roger Stone do? He does the same thing he did when he had a contract with Fox for 5 years for like $55,000 a year, where someone is a contributor, and I'm not saying he had a, I mean, Fox has hundreds of people as contributors, and they pay him like $55,000 a year. I'm not going to get into Rogers, but the problem is I try to give people answers that it's like real data. I mean, like, describe your relationship with Roger Stone. There's nothing James Bondy. There's nothing sexy. I knew him as a JFK writer, and I had him on a few times. He's been on some of the shows covering JFK book he wrote. And then I forgot that I had him on years ago.
Yeah.
And then I met him and ran into him at a JFK event.
So he was your entree to President Trump when President Trump as a candidate came on the show?
Yeah, I mean, it was still good on the show.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, can I ask you about your work for RT? Do you still do stuff for them?
I have never worked for RT.
Russia Today?
No, I never worked for RT.
Done videos for them?
I have not done videos for them.
Okay.
Done videos? You mean, have I been a guest on a TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not working for them. That's not, I mean, you realize people are going to hear all this.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, you can make a whole documentary just out of this, man. Call it How to Murder Truth. Because we can sit there and show everything I've said, everything I've done, back it up. And I've never been paid anything by RT. I've never had them pay for trips. It's just like when I've been on the BBC or CNN or Fox News or Japanese television. I have no financial or a relationship with RT. Nothing.
Yeah.
Vice has been here twice. You didn't work for them either.
I mean, hey, what work have you done with the New York Times?
So in New York Magazine, they had an essay.
No, but you understand, I do not work for you either.
That, oh, really? Oh, that you didn't work
No,
for
but it's the same kind of question.
Oh.
Because I've been interviewed by the New York Times.
Okay.
I've had the New York Times talk to me on the street probably 100 times. I've been interviewed by the New York Times probably 15 times. I've had them here a couple times to spend like a day with them. None of what I said got in the paper.
What would happen if Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, who am I missing? Twitter, banned you from those platforms? What would happen to your business?
What happened to my First Amendment? What would happen to mine?
What would happen?
Well, it's prior restraint. So here's the deal. What was the place that just banned us? I've been on like to the top.
Spreaker or Stitcher.
Stitcher. I've been on that since, what, 2013?
Yeah.
We went and looked. And we were always in the top 20 on there. And so the marketplace of ideas, I'm not in competition with Joe Rogan. He's the biggest podcast in the world right now. We were routinely bigger than Joe, okay, on that platform. So like, oh, God, this guy's super popular. We can't have people hearing this, what he actually says. So it was a virtue signal. He said, we've taken them off, because they bully. Well, I had lawyers in here just a few days ago. We're looking at the media that we're going to have to sue because we can't just sit there and have people never even show what we said or say we're taking him off. Everybody else should take him off. He should be destroyed.
So you're going to sue Stitcher for taking you off?
I put him on notice today, but I have to, just for the First Amendment. We podcast. They just pick us up. We pay for the bandwidth. We do everything, and then they get advertisements and money. So that doesn't really do anything to me. Even though they took me off all those deals, it makes it, oh man, the thing you want even more. But it's in the move to sell the idea to then finally deplatform me here with laws, with lawsuits, whatever. That's the admission. And so that was last Friday before all this happened, that they're setting the precedent to deplatform us. So that's how pathetic this is, where they're bringing up relations with RT, because I've been a guest on a show. It's just so un-American. It's so dirty. But it's what big, pathetic, rotting media does.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Look at that. Everybody else is just like yellow or clear. That's because it's been denatured, it's been watered down. We didn't do that. You think I would metaphysically sell you something that is the very best I can get? I'd rather go to hell than do that. I will only give you the maximum best info, the maximum truth, the maximum product, because I want that goodwill. What I do to you, I do to myself. Don't you get the big secret? You ever seen fish oil look like that? No, you never seen that, have you? And this little jewel right here is solid, liquid consciousness. Look it up. Find out how even the FDA and the government admits fish oil is incredible. The number one thing anybody can do for themselves is take good fish oil or krill oil. Just like our information is dynamite, so are our products, InfoWarsStore.com.